Would you wear any jewelry that someone did?
This one's got a cool shape. Sorry, I'm very immature.
Hey, girl. Okay. I don't feel anything with crystals. I've tried. I've gotten all the right ones. I've charged them in the sun. I did the whole thing,
hmm
and I was like, meh. But when I use tarot, I do feel um. Oh, did I lose you? Oh crap! Oh my God, you guys. Karen's house just lost power right now, so she disappeared. This is wild. You know, we are just having discussions here. We are not trying to open doors. We are not here to mess around with anything. We are safe and protected and all about love and the highest outcome and energy for all people. I'm trying to see if her power will come back on, but hey guys, welcome back to Paranormal Horror Club. This is Spooky Gossip. I'm Miranda Santillan.
And I'm Karen Caracappa.
Hey, and we are here
Hello.
to talk about haunted objects, specifically the more popular ones kind of across the world. It's going to be really fun.
More
Um,
spooky things.
yeah, and we'll get into more spooky things. I do want to start on a slightly serious note for just a second, and then we'll get back into fun.
Okay.
A lot of people were just talking about this. Like, a lot of people know that if you know anything about Annabelle, a haunted doll, the Warrens, the Warren Museum, and if you don't, we'll talk about that. But one of the more prominent figures of the Warren Museum who takes care of the museum itself, and you'll see him on a lot of ghost hunting videos. He really handles Annabelle. He's very, very serious about the precautions and procedures in handling her. And unfortunately, just a few weeks ago, he actually passed away unexpectedly
Yeah.
while on this Annabelle tour. So first off, the update that I saw was that they are doing an autopsy. They don't see any reason for foul play or anything like that, but they haven't released the autopsy yet. But I do know that they said Annabelle was not present where he was when he passed. So I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it, but
Okay.
yeah.
So
So
creepy though. I mean, he handles her constantly, so you just kind of wonder what happened.
it's creepy because I mean he's 54, but who knows? Like none of us know him. We don't know what his diet was like. We don't know if he
Right,
had
right, right.
history of heart disease in his family. Like we don't know. All I will say is though, for the people online, probably none of you who are watching this because you're very good, wonderful people, but I have seen a lot of people like on Facebook or whatever posting, "Oh, well, he shouldn't have been messing with that. That's what he gets." Like shit like that. Don't say
That's
shit
a lot.
like that. Come on, y'all.
No, no, that's not what he gets. That's not what anyone gets. I mean, it's just something they're interested in, and unfortunately, something bad happened. So, but we don't know if it had anything related. So, like, why? Why? Just don't.
Just stop.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, we're gonna dive in. We are talking. There's this article. I'll source who actually wrote this article in the
Okay.
description. But we are talking seven of the most famous haunted objects all over the world.
Okay. I like it.
Yes.
I would never mess around with any of this stuff. Makes
No,
it so creepy.
I've seen them at the haunted museum, and I like walked past them, and that was good enough for me.
Exactly. Just all right. Just look. Keep going.
Exactly.
But
That.
they're interesting as hell. So I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Why don't we start with Annabelle since she's the most famous?
Yes.
All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about Annabelle first. The doll's name comes from the alleged girl who possesses it. In the early 1970s, a young college student named Donna gave the doll to Ed and Lorraine Warren, a now famous, courtesy of the aforementioned big screen horror films, pair of paranormal investigators. Originally, Donna received the doll as a gift from her mother, who purchased it at an antique shop. Over time, Donna and her roommate noticed that the doll had a tendency to move, be it from locations throughout the apartment or positions, upright, legs crossed, etc. Later, after these realizations, things escalated. Donna would find notes reading help in the apartment, and one night even came home to Annabelle repositioned and covered in a red substance. Oh, hell no.
No thanks.
No. That's when she decided to contact a medium. Sure-footed in the answer, the medium told the girls that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of someone who was killed in their building.
Oh, fantastic.
No. However, when their cautious friend Lou voiced his concerns that something more sinister was afoot, the story goes that Annabelle attacked and killed Lou when he got up to investigate noises while hanging out at the girl's apartment one night. Oh, okay.
Okay. See,
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
there's red flags way before this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of red flags. At their wits' end, the girls contacted the Warrens via a priest who decided the doll contained a demon straight from hell.
Okay.
When an exorcism
My
failed
God.
to do the trick, the Warrens agreed to move the doll to a secure location inside a glass box at their museum in Connecticut. Fun fact, unlike how the doll is depicted in the films on which it's based, the real Annabelle doll is actually a Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah, that was one thing. I don't know if you've seen the movies, but they had this like weird porcelain doll, which was creepy, and I think they wanted to just make her look scarier. But the real
Sure.
Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll. She's like kind of cute. So
Oh, yeah. See, as soon as you start getting notes and red substances, I feel like maybe just don't keep the doll. I don't know. I mean, they did what they could by putting it in a glass box, but it's still just like it's still. I say let's get rid of it.
Bye, Felicia.
You know, like that's my first instinct is like, I do not need this in my house. This is getting really weird. There's lots of stuff happening. I'm gonna remove it now. You know, like
yeah, I feel like the notes, like if I'm imagining if I was in that situation, like if I started getting the notes and at first I'd probably be like, someone's with me. Like someone is,
right, exactly, exactly. What's going on?
yeah. But then also that asked the question, like, who the has been in my house? You know what I mean? That's almost
Exactly.
worse. Like, who's been in my house? That either way
Right.
is bad, but
Yeah.
someone dying though, like who was involved, that's when it gets weird. Like,
That gets really, really creepy.
yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about Annabelle and in like the Conjuring movies supposedly the I guess what happened was the priest that came by I don't know if he was just blessing the place or whatever, but he came by to the Warren Museum and he like doubted the whole situation. He just thought it was silly, he didn't believe, so he I don't know if he actually physically like took Annabelle and shook her, but he like disrespected her basically. Like
Oh, okay.
and on his way home, after he left the Warrens, he didn't die, but he got in a really bad car accident, like immediately after. So,
Again, even if you don't believe, just how about just don't rock the boat? Like, don't, just don't. Like maybe that is a way, I guess, of saying, okay, you kind of believe because you're like, let me not piss it off. But I just feel like just don't. It's
yeah.
just don't. And if it seems weird, remove it. Like there's so many things that you could just avoid. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I guess I'm just a paranoid person, but I'm not gonna f around and find out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here for it.
Yeah, I feel like, again, even if you're like, oh, this is kind of stupid, like you don't have to be afraid of it or be, you can,
Nope.
but you can still just be cautious in the sense of like I'm not gonna rock the boat. I'm gonna be respectful and not like they say don't you're not supposed to touch her. Like the guy
And
that
don't touch it.
yeah, the guy that passed away, he always had like gloves. Like he touched her with gloves and he like sprayed himself with holy water. Like he did not play around.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you're like learning about this doll that has a demon in it, or and it's already giving you red flags beforehand, and it's like whatever the red substance says, was it blood? I don't know. But like there's so many warning signs already. So even if you're not a believer, I feel like let's just not disrespect it, or let's just remove it then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting. That's creepy.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll keep updated on what is going on once
Yeah.
Dan's autopsy like comes out, and again, like shout out to the family. I know I can't imagine like your loved ones being so public, it must
Mhm.
be so. No disrespect, not sharing
At
it to
all.
be like ooh gossip, but just out of curiosity, and it'd
I'd
be
like to
fun to
know.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. Because it just, I don't know. I feel like things like that should just, they're already sensitive. So but you wonder, you kind of just wonder like what really happened. The curiosity is definitely there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
that's so crazy.
We'll also stay updated on I'm not sure if Annabelle is back in her home or if she's still on this tour. I don't feel like the whole taking her out of the display box that the Warrens said never to take her out of and taking her on a tour is like a great idea.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, let's leave it alone. It's
Stirring
not
it up.
clearly not, doesn't want to be disturbed. So just let's just leave it alone. Let's just don't. I don't know. I don't know.
I
This
agree.
next one looks really interesting
Yeah, let's hear
because it's beautiful and it's a girl's best friend, right?
what else.
I don't know. Diamonds.
Okay.
It's the Hope Diamond. Looks like it's in Washington, D.C. Um, it's 45 carats in weight.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. you know? But they say it's haunted. Yeah, a haunted diamond. That's a new one for me.
right.
That is crazy. It's one of the most famous diamonds in the world. So maybe this isn't so surprising. Although many have speculated that reports of the curse are simple efforts to increase the object's air of mystery. And then it says, let's indulge, shall we? In its earliest form, the diamond, which is which was most likely cut from a mine in India. Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
Is said to have been stolen from a statue. Okay, see? Mm-mm.
Hmm.
No. The thief was subjected to an extremely unfortunate. This kicked off what seemed to be a string of upsetting fates for many of the individuals who owned or even touched it over the years.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't go touching anything that just somebody. You see what I'm saying? Mm-mm. I can't pronounce his name, so I apologize. Jack is what? I don't know his name. Jack is.
Squeeze.
Colette died by she by Princess de Lamballe was killed in a massacre in the French Revolution, and merchant Jean Le Trevor Jean, yes, was mauled by wild dogs,
Jeez.
just to name a few, is what it says. That's crazy to me. Like, what? So these are all the people that touched it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You can breathe a sigh of relief though, because since Harry Winston donated the diamond to the Smithsonian in 1958, the alleged curse seems to have abated. Abated. I don't know what that word
Like,
is.
it pretty much,
Pretty
it's,
much just chilled out.
yeah.
I'm assuming they put it in some kind of container,
Mhm.
you know? Um, that's crazy. Again, red flag number one, don't touch it. Especially if someone unfortunately has after touching it.
Yeah.
For me, is just leave it alone. But it's so pretty. I mean, if you look at it, it's like I would want to probably hold it in my hand. It probably weighs a ton. It's beautiful. It's intriguing. But yeah, I don't know.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
That's gonna be a no for me on this bling for sure.
People
This.
like it's just like, people I have so many skeptics in my family that are just like
Mhm.
It's not real. It's
This
ridiculous.
is crazy.
It's
That's
people
just a coincidence.
yeah, people like that and they have money, so they're like, "F it, like I'll buy it. I want it."
Right.
Maybe they sell it for the cheap because it's haunted or whatever, and then it's like
Exactly.
mysteriously ended up being unalived. So that's crazy.
But see, for me, this is where it kind of gets a little weird. Like, how is a diamond haunted?
I don't know. It's
I
almost
could see it like a curse, like it said, it could be cursed.
mhm,
I
that's
wouldn't call it haunted.
cursed. Cursed.
Cursed, right?
Almost like yeah, because it's like okay, so it was stolen by a thief. Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
very powerful. I don't know. Like it was it belonged, well, it was on a statue, right? Yeah, it's stolen from a statue. So maybe it was like a very important spiritual statue. I'm not
That's
sure.
what I'm saying.
So it's like, hey, don't f with it because you made the guy
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not trying to, I don't know, maybe the first one, they probably were like, okay, that was a coincidence. This person died from having this, this pretty piece of jewelry. But then after a while, you just kind of, again, maybe obviously they figured it out. Let's not touch this anymore.
Yeah. Would you wear any jewelry that someone died in?
No,
Me either.
no. I had to like contemplate it for a second, but I'm like, no. I think that that was theirs. They obviously loved it, and that's why they died in it. And I don't want to disrespect that. Does that make sense?
It totally does. I mean, I heard this. Well, there's been scary movies based off of this, like The Eye or Ju-on, I think is the original Japanese. But then also
Hmm.
real stories out there about
Right.
kind of different subject, but about when people get transplants of
Hmm.
organs, and especially there was
Ooh,
a movie that came out about this, like I said, Ju-on or The Eye, which was scary as.
wow.
Also heard like stories um that I think it was like a kid had gotten a cornea transplant or something, and also
Wait, I have heard of this.
yeah, and then they started seeing weird that they'd never seen before, or they have memories that they didn't have before, or
Yes. I don't, what is this movie called? I think I have heard of this.
the English version is called The Eye, and the original
Okay.
Japanese I think is like Ju-on, which the Japanese is way scarier.
I yeah, it probably is. That's crazy. Okay, I think I have heard of this.
That and like even just heart transplant or other organ transplant patients, there's supposedly stories of where once they get the transplant, they start having cravings for foods that they never even liked or never even eaten before, and then they find out that the person whose organ it is,
Oh, that would make sense. You kind of like get their allergy
yeah,
or whatever. You
or
know
they're
what I'm saying? Or they're, oh, that's interesting. That would be trippy. I'd be like, what is happening?
so if that's the
That'd be
case,
interesting though.
then that's what would make me say no, I would not rock that jewelry, because it's like if there's some type of imprint that's like left on things like in some form, I don't know how to explain it, but it's some type of imprint of your spirit, of your energy, and so I don't know. I mean, yeah, if it was somebody, if it was a loved one, maybe.
Sure. I feel like, you know what? That's a really good point. I feel like if it was a loved one, then you kind of you would know who that person is. You'd feel comfortable. It's almost like it would be almost like, okay, like you know what I mean? Like a heart, like their heart or something would be pretty trippy. But that's an interesting point. I like that.
Well,
Sheesh.
we're not gonna be touching no cursed jewelry like that. Mm-mm.
No, is she pretty, but I'm good.
This next one is fascinating. I've never heard about this before. The Terracotta Army. Okay.
Yeah, see, just looking at it, just know already.
Look at that. Yeah, I'll put the picture up on the screen for everybody. The when I edit this, the pictures already exactly. This was in China. The article reads, okay, so maybe this one isn't so much as cursed as it is the harbinger of an extremely unfair situation, but I'll let you decide.
Mm.
Well, it comes from trauma, so. Farmers discovered the iconic terracotta figurines of warriors, chariots, and horses which depict the army of the first emperor of China in 1974. The works of art were the works of art were buried with the emperor in in 210 BC to commemorate his empire, and the area has since become a destination for travelers all around the world to cross off their bucket list. Okay, all right. Over time, though, the farmers and the land they lived off of became overshadowed by the government, businessmen, and third-party officials who wanted nothing more than to gaze upon the warriors. And wouldn't you know it, the farmers received not a dime for the find. In fact, their 2,000-year-old village, which originally believed that disturbing the army would cause misfortune, was, sure enough, unfortunately, claimed by the state and demolished, only to be substituted for gift shops. Okay, so
See,
this one's weird because it's like
it's
it's
weird.
it's not like any type of curse that you I was expecting for it to say at the end like, oh, the people that screwed them over, mysteriously disappeared or something terrible.
Right, right, right.
It's actually kind of sad. It's like
It's
the people that originally um discovered it were the ones that got screwed. That sucks.
yeah, that's crazy, huh?
That's
Not
not.
sure how I feel about this one.
Yeah, this one's a little odd. So I don't know about cursed. I think this sounds more to me like when it rains it pours and when you're kind of in that state of negative terrible things happening and you
Right.
you just kind of, and I'm not saying that they perpetuated it or that they were like, oh, poor me and my misery, but it's kind of like that one thing after another. It's just this one seems more of like a series of unfortunate events that
Yes. That just kind of like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this one.
weird. This
It's it's weird.
more
It's
like, yeah, this feels more really like, I couldn't get out of that mind frame of the terrible things going on, and so you just kind of attract more and more a shit.
exactly. Exactly. It's just kind of like a just more thing and more things. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would say next. That one.
Yeah, same. This one's got a cool shape. Sorry, I'm very immature.
No, I love it. I'm like, hey, girl, okay.
Um, interesting. Huh. The goddess of death statue, aka the woman form Lem. The Royal Scottish Museum. Oh, this is in the Royal Scottish Museum. Okay, okay. If the first question out of your mouth upon seeing this is, what am I looking at exactly? See what I'm talking about? The best answer this writer can provide you with at the moment is, I don't know. I don't either. Use your imagination.
Okay.
The little I do know about this limestone statue through though pertains, it is a cursed nature. Okay, so we got another cursed one here.
Mm.
The artifact was crafted around 3500 BC and found in Cyprus
Hmm?
in 1878. Dang. You wonder how things like this last so long without being broken or damaged. You know what I'm saying? It says, and of the families it's belonged to over the generations, each one has been torn apart by death.
Oof.
Definitely cursed. Within 6 years of ownership, all seven members of the family had perished.
Oof.
Once the second owner, um, Ivor, we'll call him Ivor because I can't read it, acquired it, death came for him and his family after only 4 years.
Thanks.
That's unfortunate. The statue then vanished for a long while, but when a new third family eventually laid to claim it, several members. However, two of the remaining members very wisely donated the artifact to the Royal Scottish Museum. See, they were like, nah, we want nothing to do with it, and they gave it away.
Yeah. Smart people.
That's what I'm talking about. They saw the red flags and they were like, nah, this ain't for us.
I,
Let's get rid of it.
I wonder in a lot of these, we don't know because we don't know the full story, but I wonder in a
Of
lot of these
course.
stories if greed plays a factor in this. Like if, people
That's
were,
a good point.
you know what I mean? Like I
Yes.
want this, like I need
Yes.
this in my life. And like maybe there's this energy. I'm not saying that these people are bad people, we don't know them, but you do wonder like, what would be the reasoning? For is it just that this energy is so negative? Is it because these people were greedy? Or is it just like Annabelle, where it's just a pissed off spirit and it's like, you either respect me and keep your distance from me. Maybe they were touching him. I don't know.
Who knows? I think like with this thing in particular, when you I would imagine when you own something so antique that's really cool from, wherever it came from and it's lasted this long, I would imagine it would be very cool to own something like this.
Yeah.
So, any little antique thing, you find like a little cute antique, you're like, oh my God, look, this was from back in the day. It's cool. But then things like this happen and you're like, it's not that cool. It's,
Weird because the title of it and the shape of it makes it look like, it was supposed to represent a woman, like with the curves and stuff.
oh, look at you. I like that.
I just think that because I've seen a lot of those types of statues from back in that time, and
Ah,
that's how goddesses were depicted was, very curvy women like that, which
statuesque.
okay. But the head part was the part where we're like, why her neck so long and what's on the top? Like, is that her head or it looked like something else? But yeah,
Again, use your imagination. That's
okay.
very interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, no
Not sure how I feel
disrespect,
about that one.
goddess of death. We're not.
Not at all. Please. At all. We'll
Oh,
just look from
we're like,
afar. That's interesting. I know, right? Let's just no bad
let,
juju.
let,
No bad juju around here.
breath compels you. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah, see, but they were smart. Again, they were smart. They got rid of it.
Oh, all right.
Ooh,
You're on to the dark mirror. Okay.
ooh,
I
some
don't fuck with mirrors like that. Mm-mm.
Bloody Mary. Not down.
Nope, nope. Nope. Okay, this is in the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and Occult. I don't know where that is, but interesting. The world's only mobile museum of the unexplained holds this mysterious reflector, which seems to literally take on a life of its own. The museum obtained it from the original owner, who purchased it while attending a psychic fair in the Columbus area. That same owner said that they were struck with very upsetting visions when gazing into the scrying mirror's dark reflection. According to the museum, visitors also claim to have reported uncomfortable sightings, such as their own corpse when gazing into the reflective glass.
So it gives you visions?
Yeah. Have you heard of scrying? Mirror scrying?
Mhm.
People, I'm not sure the specifics of if it has to be any type of special mirror, but people will create. It's like a kind of like a ghost hunting form. They'll create like dark rooms where there's just a mirror, and you sit in front of the mirror. You basically just gaze into it for however long, and it's supposed to be really dark so that you're not getting too much reflections of light. But people report to see spirits. They report to see just creepy shit in general. So mirror scrying is something that not a lot of paranormal investigators do because it can really freak people out because
I'm sure.
your eyes play tricks on you too. Sometimes you
Sure.
just look too long and then you just, I don't know, your brain.
Hallucinate.
Yeah, but it's pretty popular among like the real serious um ghost investigators and
Thing.
yeah, so people report seeing really weird, twisted visions and things in the mirror. I don't like that. I'm not f***ing with
Okay, so this wouldn't be cursed or haunted. What would this even fall under? I don't even know.
like a portal, maybe? You know what I mean?
Ooh,
You know?
oh, 100%. That is, see, I like that. A portal for sure.
They say
Probably
that,
one I don't really want to go explore, but I'm good. I'm
yeah.
good. Ooh, this next one sounds interesting. A phone number.
Okay.
A dot 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 phone number.
Uh,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Not gonna call this one. Whether you considered it an object or not, it is up to you. I'm on team object. Okay. But it was just too wild to leave off the list. In short, several people who had the number 088888888/888. I feel weird even just saying the number. Have in pretty intense fashions.
Thanks.
Okay. The number's first holder, cancer, at just 48. Okay. Well, the number was then passed on to a Bulgarian mob boss who was shot and killed by an assassin in 2003. After that, the number became businessman Constantine.
Mhm.
Okay, I can't pronounce his last name. Until he was fatally shot outside of a restaurant in 2005. The number was suspended after that, and the mobile phone company, Mobitel, did not provide details as to why.
Ooh.
I feel like, not sure how I feel about this one, just because I feel like everyone kind of died in a way that's like not unheard of.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like he had cancer. That's unfortunate, but it happens. This mob boss was assassinated. Not surprised.
My boss.
You know, and the other guy was unfortunately shot outside. Like,
Yeah, I'm not feeling that this seems so
no, no,
coincidental.
that's really weird.
It would be different. Like with the Annabelle stuff, it's different because it was
It's
like,
unexplained.
and it was always right after somebody would like disrespect her or like touch her when they're not supposed to. They would like get sick or get in a car accident. It was always like directly, these things are kind of like they happen, all the people that had this number happened to die young, which is weird, but
Totally.
I don't know. Yeah.
To me, not out of the ordinary. That,
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. Interesting though.
It's
Interesting.
very interesting, but it's interesting only because every time someone had that number, they died, but it wasn't out
Yeah.
of the ordinary. I'll chalk it up to that.
Same. Last one is quite interesting. I have seen this in the Haunted Museum, so it's kind of cool.
You've seen this?
Yes, I have. And
Ooh,
yes,
tell
this is
me about this.
the Dybbuk box, and it's at Zach Bagans' The Haunted Museum. So, for those of you who don't know, in Las Vegas, Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures has a haunted museum. I've been there. It was really, really cool. I won't go back because it was a lot, but it was very cool, and I would recommend if you're into this stuff to check it out once in your life at least.
When I come visit you, you and I will have to go check out all the spooky things.
Yeah, Caesar's never going back. My husband's not
That's all
going.
right. I got you. I got you. We'll just come back and tell them all about it.
Yes, yes. All right. Attained by paranormal fanatic Zach Bagan in 2017, this well-known wine box is allegedly possessed by a Dybbuk, which, in Jewish mythology, is a malicious and possessing demon. This item, which inspired the 2012 horror film The Possession, gained attention when it was auctioned on eBay. Pff, come on, y'all. In 2001 by a man who claims he bought it at an estate sale and its original owner was a survivor of the Holocaust. Nope.
Nope.
Already nope.
Zero.
Oh,
Zero. You lost me. Hell no.
no trauma stuff. Mm-mm. The
Zero.
The man reported encountering strange activity occurring when the box was around, including horrific nightmares. The object was made even more famous in 2018 when singer Post Malone touched it on an episode of Ghost Adventures and has reportedly been dealing with the consequences ever since. I heard about that too.
What happened to him? Wait, I think I've heard of this, but I don't know what's the consequences. Like, why would he touch it?
Okay, so I remember he had said that right after that, and this is what I'm talking about how the timing, right after he was messing around with the Dybbuk box, he had several unfortunate events, including a private jet emergency landing from blown tires, which, okay, whatever, but then a serious car accident and his home being broken into, all in like the same span of time. So that's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I remember it was like right after though. So he went on the episode, he was f***ing around the Dybbuk box, and then it was like boom, 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 all this shit happened. So it was kind of, Yeah.
I would say my sorries and I would say a little prayer and then I would move on because I feel like you can't hold on to that energy because not good.
Yeah, I think that as soon as I read the Holocaust part, I'm like, anything that has had or been around so much
Yeah.
trauma and
Yeah.
shit like
Yeah.
that, it
Yeah.
just accumulates. I mean, you can walk, we've talked about this before, you can walk into a place and feel the heaviness or
Yeah.
fear or the sadness. And so
Yes.
that should be in a museum. I mean, it is in a museum, so the haunted.
Right. But it should be just not bothered
Yeah.
at any cost because I just yeah, it's like you said, just it holds so much what is the right word? I don't know what the right word is, but it holds, I feel like it holds a lot of emotions. It holds a lot of trauma. It holds a lot of anger and pain. And I just, for me, no, just no, because see, you're disturbing something.
Yeah.
And I'm just not, zero. No.
Yeah. That one was weird. It's in like this whole display case. Like you can't like touch it or anything. It's very well protected and all that. I remember walking around it and looking at it. I didn't really I mean I felt like oh it was kind of spooky. I didn't really feel anything. I told you on the last episode that there was another room that I went to where I think we're all just different on how what affects us. And when I
Sure.
went to a different exhibit and they were showing pictures of the woman who was supposedly becoming possessed or whatever and I think you can hear audio. It's some people it's like the audio freaks you out more. Some people it's the thing you're looking at. And I don't know, the Dybbuk box didn't really give me any weird vibes, but
Oh, well, that's good.
my
Okay.
husband didn't like one of the haunted dolls, like made him feel weird, and then I felt weird in the room where they had pictures of this lady that was possessed for some reason.
There is actually a place probably a couple hours from me. It's in San Jose. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but it's called the West Winchester Mystery House.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a couple hours from me, and it's a place that I've actually always wanted to check out.
Hmm.
It gets really cool as you get closer to like Halloween and stuff, but there's some cool stuff in there that I would love to check out. I ain't gonna touch nothing. I think I might just walk through and try not to make eye contact, but there's some cool stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that all this kind of makes me wonder like what do you think about because obviously we believe that negative energy can stay in a place, in an object, in a thing.
Right.
I guess the question is if it can affect you negatively, then do we believe that potentially the opposite is true that you see people who are super religious that they go on journeys to oh God, what is it called? Mecca? You know what I'm talking about? Like they'll journey all the way to a religious site and touch the statue of Mary or like
Oh,
and then they're healed. Like it does make you wonder like if we believe in the negative then I'm like, well what can I touch to
what can
make
I touch to make me? Yeah, that's actually a really good question. It's hard to say because I feel like scary things, you feel them more because like they scare you.
Mhm.
It's like an actual fear. I
Yeah.
feel like you'll have more feelings towards that. I don't know. I don't know. That's a really good point because then if like let's say you touch something holy, is it going to make you feel really good?
Yeah.
Or are both just all in your head? I
That,
don't know.
is
You
it
know?
how, like you said, how you, I think you're right. I think it's more so how you feel, and I'm not gaslighting
Mhm.
anybody's beliefs,
No, totally, totally.
but it is so much more how you really feel, and you can't lie to yourself. So, like, if you are like,
Exactly.
this sounds kind of silly, then like you can't like force yourself to believe. But if you really do, and people that are really like, they feel it in their heart, they like, I talk to angels, like they've got it in them. It's like, then I feel like you're open to, that reality of that healing you.
Totally.
I'm like, I'm trying to find something for my acid reflux. Like, where's the statue? Like,
Where's the statue to just like I mean like the yeah, like if you could find something that would heal you or like what am I trying to think of? Like the fountain of youth or like the you know what I'm saying? Like find cool things like that you could just be like, oh, but again, I'm gonna go back to I think all of it is just a feeling.
mm,
And whether it has a curse or whether it's haunted, I feel like that's a feeling. Unless it happens to you and you can tell a story, you'll never know.
Yeah, there's
You know what I'm saying?
never a way to prove any of it. It is all circumstantial, but it is that's what makes it hard because it's like when you're kind of like a lot of us where you're kind of in between, you totally believe in all of these possibilities and you've had your own experiences, so you believe in spirits or otherworldly
Yes,
things because you've seen them yourself, but you're not like completely 100% both feet in the sense that everything that people say happens you believe in. The problem with that is that when you try to flip that into, you know, wanting something good to happen, it's really hard because you're also not both feet in 100% into like
exactly.
if I pray to Archangel Michael, he's gonna like protect me. Like it's like,
Yes.
oh, we're kind of in the middle. So, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to be both feet in on if I'm
On
both feet in, you have to be both feet in on both sides. You know what I mean?
100%. But we're over here being picky choosy because one of them is scary and the other one's a great feeling. So it's like it's all feelings. It's like people who I mean, they might believe, but it's never happened to them, like seeing a ghost or felt a presence or something, unless you don't know until you know. So unless you've seen a ghost or you've felt something or something has happened to you where you're like it's unexplainable, then you could be like, this has happened to me. But someone who's never experienced it, what are they supposed to think?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one. These stories are interesting. Each one has like its own little story, its own little version of what's going on. But me personally, I think I would be more scared of something cursed
Yeah.
because I feel like maybe a curse could linger on
Hmm.
versus something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense, but versus something haunted. I
Yeah.
don't know. Is there a difference? I don't know.
Well, I think cursed is more of like you said, like more of an energetic thing. Well, they're both energetic, but I feel like haunted is attached to more of like a spirit of a person, like
Yes. Yes. Yes.
grandpa,
Exactly.
your grandpa passed away in a traumatic way, and now he's like attached to a place or a thing, and
Hmm.
it's like he keeps reliving, or it's like a loop of you
Hmm.
see him walking through the hall, and this sounds terrible, but his neck was cut, and so you see
Right.
him walking around
Right.
with his neck like it's like a
Right.
versus like the cursed object makes me think more, and this leads into another topic, which is witchcraft. You think of, is it possible to place an energy or an intention into something or someone? I don't believe that we can control people or hurt people with our magic. I don't believe that. I don't think that I could place a spell on you and hurt you, but
Voodoo dolls.
yeah, that makes you wonder, like, can you place the intention of something negative or positive into something?
Sure.
And then, I mean, I believe that the person has to be open to it vibrationally. So if they're like a
Right.
happy, positive, happy-go-lucky person who doesn't feel vulnerable, then it's not going to affect them. But if you're open to it, I don't know.
I don't know that if you, yes, I like that. If you are open to it, then maybe you can receive it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
I will
I
tell
That's
you,
why.
because I know we've mentioned a little bit about witchy things before.
Mhm.
When I was in junior high, I was reading all of those books. I was like reading about, spells and Wiccanism and blah, blah,
Totally.
blah. And I remember that I was getting bullied really bad in junior high, really bad. Like girls were just so mean to me.
Story
And
of my life.
there's this one girl that would like she never like punched me in the face or anything, but she would like really with me. She like punch me in the arm all the time and just make fun of me. And she was so mean all year long, was just like miserable with this girl. And I was so just nice and quiet. I never caused any
Oh,
trouble. But yeah, she was really, really mean all year long. And then I started reading these books and I talked to my mom about it because she was into it too.
sure.
And I'm sure you've heard of a binding spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, the binding spell that I did, and there's different forms of it, but the idea is to envision this person. Maybe you have a picture of them or something that represents them, that's bothering you, that you just want to leave you alone. Like it's not
Yeah.
about, this is not about trying to, oh, something bad happened to them. It's not a
No,
voodoo.
no, no. You're just trying to protect yourself.
Yeah, you just want to sever ties between you in some
Yes.
way. So,
Yes.
so I wrote her name down on a piece of paper, and
Mhm.
I like envisioned her, thought about her, and I think on the other side of the paper, like I wrote down like you can no longer harm me, you can no longer cause me harm. Like, I don't remember the exact words, but I
Right,
basically
right, 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 right.
it was nothing bad against her. It was just like you are removed from my life, and I'm not affected by you anymore.
Yeah.
Like I burned the piece of paper, some type of ritual, and then
And it worked.
3 weeks later, her family moved to a different state. Yeah,
Miranda, why didn't I think of this?
dude.
That's genius.
I was like, oh, you
For
get it.
real. Like my favorite movie in the world for a moment there in junior high, like middle school, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, all that, was I can't remember the name, but The Craft.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my God. And she did the binding spell, she did all of that. Why I didn't think to do that is crazy because I was so into it. And I had a same situation where it was just like I was always being bullied and I was just like, what am I doing here? Like, why is this happening? That's genius.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
I did it again after with an ex, and that one I think it was different because I was so emotionally involved and attached, and I think I wasn't the other situation. It was like, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm a victim, and I like felt like a victim,
Sure.
but there wasn't really like a connection with her, so it was like
Mhm.
not complicated. It was like, yeah, I don't want
Okay.
a bully around me. It was very simple. I don't want this bully around me anymore. Like,
Sure.
go away. But
Sure.
with a boyfriend, it's like, oh, like I wanted to break up with him or I wanted him to change because he was so horrible to me.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, like I needed to also become a stronger person and not like
Sure.
it's complicated because it's like a part of you is like, this is my intention, but it's also being pulled back by, other fears or other doubts, or also like, oh, but what happens if we do break up? And then like there's like worries behind it. So it's not like a pure intention of like, I'm done with this. It's like there's
Oh.
not that decisive energy. It's like muddied. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For we stayed together for 2 more years after that, and things did get better for a while. Like he stopped screaming at me for a while because he was just a psycho.
Oh
And
gosh.
so he like things got a little bit cooler for a while, and then by the end he started acting like his normal self again. And eventually, obviously, we broke up, but and I felt like I was strong enough to move forward. But I think you have to have a pure like intention that you believe 100% in. If
I
there's
feel
any
like you have to be very specific too. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Even with your manifestations and things like that, you've got to be very specific, very direct. You've got to know exactly what you want and say it out loud and be, again, very specific, detailed.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's like, where does it go? What kind of intentions are you putting out there without having direction? Does that make sense? Like without having specific details. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. And if you have, obviously, if you had doubts or if you're contradicting that energy with other
Yes.
energy, like,
Yes.
okay, I want to heal myself. I want to be healed of this. But then, as soon as you're done with your little session of visualizing, you're back to worrying about this, worrying about that, worrying about this, oh, it hurts. Oh, like it's like you get right back into contradicting
Exactly.
just said you believed was going to happen. So that's what
Yeah.
makes it tough.
It's interesting to me. I feel like you really have to feel it truly, and your intentions have to be so pure. And like that's what you think about. And you kind of have to almost block out the rest of the noise. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Very interesting to
Do you
me.
believe that people can like that people can harm other people with spells, with voodoo dolls, any of that stuff, or like where do you stand on that?
That's kind of interesting because I feel like, I don't know, I want to say yes. A true part of me wants to say yes
Hmm.
because I have a hard time saying that things aren't real.
Mhm.
Like it's just because it's never happened to me doesn't mean that it's not real or it can't or it hasn't happened to someone else. So
Right.
because of that, I'm going to say yes.
Mhm.
It's very interesting. I think people's intentions can somehow, if the right word is like energetically kind of like transfer. Like that's why you can walk into a room and feel, you don't have to see it, but you can feel it.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I'd say yes. I would say that, yeah, if someone wants to genuinely put negative energy towards you, I would say yes, because I bet you'll feel it.
That's interesting. I like that answer, and it kind of I initially was very much, and I think I'm realizing that this came from my own fear of having lack of control. My answer initially was, and I might have even said it during this hour, was like, no, I don't believe that, because I'm like, no, only if you're open to it, blah blah, which I do think is partially true still. Like you have to
Sure.
kind of be open to it. You have to be on the vibrational level of it. Like if you're way up here and they're trying to give you something that's way down here, you're not a match for it, but it's
Exactly.
easy at any moment for you to drop down because it happens and you
Right.
go through hard times. And it's
Right.
as soon as you drop down that you become vulnerable. And so I do feel like I think you're right. Like if you're
Mhm.
vulnerable to it for whatever reason, then it's totally possible to tap into that. And that makes me think like because I used to kind of scoff when I would see people doing so much. Oh, you got to protect yourself. Somebody might have an evil
Yeah.
eye, sending you an evil eye, and I would kind of laugh like that's ridiculous. Like I'm not worried about an
What?
evil eye, but now I'm kind of like I think there's a way to protect yourself that because people go on the other extreme of like being so paranoid that they're always scared, and I
Yep.
think that that's also really bad. So maybe if we kind of have a medium where it's like I am going to ask for protection for myself. I'm going to ask to be blessed and, pray or whatever it is you want to do.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Not from a place of fear, from a place of like, this is just what we do. Like, this is just
Right.
routine. You know what I mean?
Right. 100%. Yes. Yes. I think to sum up even just my answer, if you can feel it, then to me, it's real.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no matter what that is, happiness, a fear, someone's energy. If you can feel it and you don't like it, it's got to be real. Something there is real. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, it kind of is the same with physical stuff. Like, if you, there are so many things that, you don't really need to take medication for. You can manage, certain conditions.
Sure, sure.
But it's like, at the end of the day, if you are feeling like you cannot manage it or you're feeling affected by it, then take the medication because it's like you're
Exactly.
you're being affected by it whether you like it or not. And, hopefully you get to a place where you're not. I'm
Right.
taking medication for my stomach right now, and I hope to get to a point where I don't have to anymore. But
Exactly.
right now I need it. I'm being
Exactly.
affected by it. So I kind of feel like it's the same shit. It's like, yeah, if you feel
Yeah.
it, maybe you need the protection. If you don't, and same with the good stuff. Like if you are I'm not really into I've tried to get into crystals. Like I've really tried because
I tried, and I'm just like, this is pretty, but
I don't feel it.
I'm just like, whatever.
It's just not, and I think that we have to just like be okay with that because it's like I've really tried, and same with the feng shui. Like I've kind of positioned some stuff, and I've kind of noticed like, okay, well, it does feel better in the room if I move this here, whatever. For
Right.
flow purposes, being able to see the door, I like that or whatever. But yeah, I think we're just all different because like I don't feel anything with crystals. I've tried, I've gotten all the right ones, I've charged them in the sun, I did the whole thing,
Hmm.
and I was like, meh. But when I use tarot, I do feel um oh, did I lose you? Oh crap. Oh no. I lost you. Oh my God, you guys. Karen's house just lost power right now, so she disappeared. This is wild. We're just talking about all this cursed shit, and then her house loses power. Again, coincidence. I'm not saying that all this discussion has, but we just gonna do a little please bless us in this moment that we are protected and safe. I'm not making fun of it, by the way. I am being serious, but I'm also like, well, like, coincidence is just kind of weird. Like my power went out the other day, or my internet went off. It's not really like a haunted computer or something, but we are going to definitely say, please bless us in this moment. That we are safe and protected. And, we are just having discussions here. We are not trying to open doors. We are not here to mess around with anything. We are safe and protected and all about love and the highest outcome and energy for all people. I'm trying to see if her power will come back on, but if not, that's gonna be it for today, you guys. Oh, she's calling me back.
Sorry, I was like making sure my house was closed because my AC went off and it's 95 today. And I'm like, oh,
Oh no.
yeah. So I was like, shut the windows.
Wow.
Everything's closed up, dude. How crazy. Like, what the I was like listening to you, and then it literally gave me chills. I was all, oh my God. and literally, you were like, it's the curse. I was like, she's right.
Oh my God, I know. As soon as we got off, or as soon as you got off, I was like sending blessed vibes to you, blessing the screen, blessing everybody right here in this moment. We don't have any negative intentions. Everything is good.
Oh my God.
What the? I don't even remember what we were
That's a way
talking.
to end the podcast. I mean, Jesus.
What were we even talking about? I don't even remember what I was saying.
Honestly, you're gonna have to look back because it literally gave me chills and it like freaked me out for like 2 seconds.
Holy
I had no idea.
It was too much. My energy was just too much, and it just exploded everything.
Yes, it was. What the? I'm tripping out right now.
All right,
That'll be a crazy way to end that. I am so sorry, regardless that happened in the middle of whatever you were saying.
No, it's a trip, but we're just gonna tell everybody we're gonna roll with it. Everybody here and through the phone, we are protected, we are safe, we are blessed.
We are 100%. We are okay, and it was just a power outage.
Yeah. Weird ass coincidence, right? All right, well, stay safe, my friend. Go do something to bless yourself, and this will be entertaining. I'll let you know when it's done.
Oh my God, please let me know because that was I mean, it couldn't have happened at a more convenient time.
All right. I'll keep you posted.
All right, girl. Sounds good.
Okay, bye. Well, there you have it, folks. I have no idea what I was talking about when her power cut off. That was really weird. But what I was saying really quick before we go was that I feel like energy is energy, whether it's positive or negative. It doesn't die. It just circulates. It's not created or destroyed. So you can tap into either one at any time. Obviously, you prefer to tap into the good, but we also label things as good or bad, and they really just are what they are. They just exist. There are light and dark, positive and negative to every aspect of humanity, the way that we think. So obviously when you are and they're both necessary, right? I know it sounds weird to say like, oh, dark is necessary, but I'm not talking about evil, painful, bad things. But, sometimes anger is necessary in order for you to get up and make a change, right? When you see people protesting, like, anger sparks that, right? Or if, you've been in a terrible relationship and, you instead of being sad and feeling like a victim, you get pissed. Right? Or even just when you're grieving and then you go through the stages of grief from just disbelief to feeling like overwhelmed to feeling angry. There's a stage of anger at the world that actually helps you feel a little bit better than being sad. So dark and light is important. Obviously, you want to focus more on things that feel good. The way I see it is love is all there is. Yes, there is darkness, but when it comes to what creates life, what sustains life, it really all comes from light. I don't know why I'm getting all woo-woo right now, but I'm saying it because I don't want anybody to be like scared of anything, or to laugh at it and be like, oh, this is all stupid. Like, you can believe what you want to believe. But I think at the end of the day, we should all respect that energy is here, whether we can see it, feel it, or not. And so strive to be aligned with the best possible energy and feelings and solutions for everybody, right? But also don't be afraid of things that might be a little bit dark. I'm not saying let them in. I'm not saying mess with them or play with them. That's not what I'm telling anybody to do, but just know that everything exists. And I'm rambling because I'm like tripping out right now. This is wild. I don't feel scared. I just feel like, what the So, anyways, we're blessed. Stay blessed, everybody. Love you and bye.